Hello and welcome back to Rolling Ragu. Thank you for joining us. Today we start a series of probably 3 or 4 different videos. In our thank you video, we let it be known that we were going to make a change from the travel trailer. And so today we want to talk about why, what started our process. And I think this process actually started about 2 years ago. The neighbor has pigs. So we have, what do we call it? Is that the house band? Pigs, maybe appropriate, I don't know. Well, not for Cindy, but. So I've got my little cheat sheet, my notes here, and we're gonna talk about why it is well, let's first talk about our history, our first trailer, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, will bore everyone.
Well, our first trailer was, we started off camping first in a tent.
In a tent.
And we took the boys when they were about, 3 years old, going on 4. And our first camping trip, it was pouring down rain, and Tony ended up sleeping in the Honda Fit. It was horrible. We were soaking wet, and I'm like, I'm not going to do this. I love camping, but I'm kind of done.
So on the drive home, she basically demanded, if we're going to keep doing this, we're going to make a change. And Cindy's not a very girly girl. She's about as tough as they come, and so you know, I didn't take it that way, but. Anyway, so we decided, you know, we didn't want to jump in with a lot of money because we didn't know if we would continue doing this, if the kids would enjoy it and whatnot. So we bought a 15-foot bunkhouse Aspen Trail, which is also badged as a Coleman and several others. It was as entry-level as an entry-level trailer can get.
And the reason we chose that is because we just weren't really sure, would we continue to camp like we do, you know, would we really love it? And so we wanted something not as expensive. Not
too much commitment.
Yeah.
Which was something I'm good at. Well, we bought the trailer, and then hopefully you guys have seen season 1. So we spent a 45-day summer in that 15-foot trailer. We were hooked. All right, pigs and lawnmower. So we were hooked, and we knew we were. And we spent the next 2 or 3 years in that little camper. The kids were young at the time. It worked out.
It really worked out. I loved it. It was a great fit for us. I really enjoyed it.
But as I got in less and less shape and got a little older, and the kids were getting bigger.
They're getting bigger, and I'm trying to cook in this camper, and they're walking in the door, and the whole camper's like this, and the spaghetti sloshing, and I'm like, this is not going to work.
Yeah, so we came back, and we decided after the second summer trip, or I can't remember now, but in any event, so we upgraded to the Surveyor trailer that you guys have seen in the last 2 seasons, and we'll see in another season. It was a 24.5 foot, had a slide out, had the double bunks in the back. Everybody was very comfortable. We loved that trailer. We really loved it, and made 1, 2, 3 cross-country sorts of trips in that trailer, and
there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. We were, so
you're probably wondering, what are you doing?
Yeah, why would we change if we loved it so much? So my cheat sheet. I think the first thing that came to our minds was dogs too. Lawnmowers, dogs, pigs. There are chickens. Maybe we'll
hear them.
We'll hear from the chickens. Your option was I could turn the other way and you'd have gotten highway noise. It is what it is. I hope you're hearing us. So really the first thing that came to our minds was as we go cross country, we stop at Walmart's a lot, Cabela's, Cracker Barrel's kind of our new thing, and it's always felt a little just not safe because we're sleeping in this box behind the vehicle, and if something went bump in the night, yours truly would have to get out and address it.
I didn't like that idea.
No, well, I didn't either.
I mean, the older we get, you know, the more.
But you don't have confidence in me? If something went bump in the night, I could take care of it. You
no,
just.
that's not what I mean. I'm
right.
concerned for your safety.
Yeah, okay. Well, so anyway, it does sound a lot nicer to be able to wake up, go to the driver's seat, turn the key, and take off.
Oh, there they are.
That's the neighbors themselves.
Yeah. Talking to the pigs.
Maybe they'll join us.
They take the pigs in at night.
So security was kind of the first thing that started our gears turning. And this was about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, we started thinking this. I said, gee, it would be nice just from that perspective alone. Second thing, as you've seen in the videos, we go to Silverton and Moab, and almost every place we've gone, we really enjoy the off-road opportunities. We're not big rock climbers or anything extreme, but the ability to just go out and explore and spend the day sort of in the back country without having to hike into it is intriguing. Especially,
it's new for us. This is something that we've never done before. We've always hiked.
Right.
Hiked, but
the ability to get a Jeep out west with us would be a big plus. And you just can't do that. We thought about with a travel trailer. We thought about you know, do we get a Razor, some sort of a pair of four-wheelers, and then switch over to a toy hauler? But then we have a half-ton truck. We would have been having to upgrade trucks and spend money there. And so once again, things were pointing towards motorhome.
so the time spent out camping like we were, we originally didn't expect to spend as much time doing that. I mean, the opportunity was given to us to spend 6 weeks, whereas normally it would just be a week.
Or we thought when we bought the first camper, it was weekend camping is what it was.
Mm-hmm. Weekend camping, and you know, so what we had was perfect. But when you're traveling for that long, it's, you know, you need more space,
more
comforts of home. And we found that out the first year that we went, because we didn't have a comfortable seat.
It wasn't a chair to sit in that first camper.
And we had been on the road for like, what, 4 weeks at that time, and had stopped in Silverton to see some friends, and we sat in a recliner and we're like, wow, this is, I kind of miss this.
yeah, so then with the second trailer, we made sure we had a spot to sit.
Yeah.
And now we're looking for, we need more than a spot to sit. We need a little bit more comfort. And, you know, and I remember when we first got that first trailer, we'd say, you know, why do people need those big things? And, you know, aren't you doing this to be out in nature? And if you're weekend camping or even a week-long trip or a 2-week trip, yeah, I see it. And we might have even preferred our smaller camper.
Yeah.
But
for local camping, I really would prefer the smaller camper.
Yeah, but the reality is this has almost become more, not that we don't enjoy the outdoors, but it's become more than camping. We don't really call it camping anymore. It's our motel on our travels. So it's like it's our little house. And so for that reason, I don't feel wimpy or anything for wanting to do this.
But I got to give a shout out to my boss, because they know you're a teacher.
Yeah, I'm a school teacher, so
school
I have
teacher.
summers.
I get a week to 2 weeks vacation, but typically they would only give us a week and then maybe a few more days after. But So I went to my boss about it, and she was so open about me taking those 6 weeks, and because of spending time with the boys. They're at the perfect age when we started, and even now to have these trips and the experiences that my boys get to have.
Us as a family.
Us as a family being together and really learning each other, and it's just what a great opportunity, and I can't thank her enough for that. So
Yeah, been blessed by her employment, and so the amount of time was the next reason, and motorhome makes sense from that perspective. The next is the quality level of trailers versus motorhomes. We have searched the travel trailer market and the motorhome market extensively. I mean, we have really been in a lot of units, and
He's not kidding.
I'm not kidding. The kids are sick of that. That's what we do for recreation, is look at travel trailers. Really, honestly, and no offense to anyone that owns any brand, including the one we owned,
Yeah.
but the quality level in travel trailers it just doesn't meet expectations, even for the higher quality models. Now, something like Airstream and maybe a few other custom builders, but then that started to blow the budget up, and so we realized in motorhomes that we could, start to get that quality level where we wanted it to be. And I'm a big man, and in any travel trailer, I would walk across it and the floor was like a trampoline, and I was just waiting to fall through something. And it was so nice to get into some of these motorhomes, and the floors feel like the floor does in your home, and
it's not just Tony. I mean, the boys now, they're
they're
6. I'm 6 foot. The boys are 6.
Ethan's now 6'5" according to his PE class.
With shoes on.
With shoes on. So we're big people.
Yeah.
So, and we're not getting small. Well, we may start getting smaller soon, but due to age, not dieting. We'd like to diet, but well, that's a different episode. So I know the list could go on and on. We could talk all day about why to make a change like this. Those are just the top main things that sort of got the wheel turning for us and got us thinking in this direction.
Well, now that we covered the whys, let's talk about the whats.
Yeah. What's going to fill all those desires? Well, we started by looking at Class C's, which is, I guess, the starting point for motorhomes. I mean, Class B is obviously out because of our size and our needs. Class C could really fit those needs. But the main thing that sort of hit us was we needed a large Class C if we were to do it. So we would have ended up with a 30-footer, 32-footer. And when you get up that large on the E450 chassis or so, or the cargo capacity started getting just abysmal, and we need cargo capacity. And so the reality of that sort of hit us. I guess we never considered A's. I don't know about you, we haven't talked about this, but A's seemed like what the big boys do, and we didn't feel like we were
we're not
part of the big boys, I guess. So I don't, that's a silly reason, but I just
don't know, it just seemed so big.
Seemed like too much and too big. But we did open up the possibility, and when we did, boy, we liked what we saw.
So in months and months of time, we've actually went and sat in them for, a little while.
Extended periods. I mean, we'd spend a day in one.
Yeah.
And we did that many times.
And I don't know, we just all kind of fit.
It started feeling right, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
It just started feeling right. And it checked off most of those why boxes that we just covered.
Yeah.
And so we've been shopping A's for a while. and we've covered kind of our region. I get on RV Trader every night for the last few months. I feel like I'm getting a good handle on the market. We have a large local dealer that we can actually go touch stuff, and
I mean, they have so many varieties of.
yeah, they have a lot of different brands, and the inventory is humongous. Looking at Class A's though, realistically, and this is like a lot of things, like the budget didn't seem like us.
No.
And it was almost like we were pretending when we first started looking. Did you feel that way? I felt like we were kind of dreaming.
Dreaming big.
But as with a lot of things, you start to dream for a while, and you plan a little bit, and you realize
Maybe it starts to become a reality, maybe.
it could be. So we're finding that the main thing that we're having to target here and wrestle with is, do we go new or used? That's the big question. If we go new, we're stretching the budget even with the lesser brands, and then we start giving up those quality things, and so I don't like that idea. And if we go with the quality brands, we'd have to go used, and so we got to get, we have to figure out how used do we have to go to fit into our desired budget, and so those are the things we're wrestling with.
I never thought I'd be wrestling with a camper, trying to figure out what to do.
Well, it's a big decision. Outside of our home, we've never spent this money on anything. We don't spend a lot of money on our vehicles, and so anyway, it's just, it's a big decision. Nervous about it, and not nervous in a bad way, nervous in a healthy way. We wouldn't do anything that would be silly of us from a financial perspective, but getting back to what we said in the beginning, that first trailer, we felt like we were making a commitment and we didn't want to spend a lot of money. Well, I guess that's the problem I'm having, is like, wow, this is a commitment. Almost as big as when I proposed. And that took how many years?
5.
That took 5 years. So, will you see a motorhome? You'll have to watch maybe for a long time. No, well, I want it to be faster, but she'll get upset if I commit to the motorhome quicker than I did to her. So, I got to play my cards right here. Okay, so y'all stick with us. The next episode, we'll be talking about, what will we be talking about? Maybe some of what we've discovered as we shop, and some of the things that are making the top of our list.
Until next time, we appreciate y'all sharing this with us, and if you have any insight, and please comment below.
Yeah, please comment.